What's up, people? How's it going? Welcome to my channel and welcome to another video. I hope all of you are doing well and looking after yourselves. It's a glorious winter's night today. I think we are just past 9 o'clock in the night, and the weather is, very, very pleasant. Today happens to be Monday, the day after, the World Cup final. I'm guessing many of you would have watched what transpired during the match. Unfortunately, our boys lost the match, but that just goes on to show, that even the best of us have an off day. So let's not be hard on them and, give them some space so they can process what transpired, so that, they can build on it and come back stronger. I mean, it's not the end of the world. There will be always more championships in the future that we can, always win if we have the right attitude. So, having said that, I hope, all of us are proud of, the way the boys carried themselves. I think they played splendidly all throughout the tournament. I think they played extremely well. They were downright dominant on each and every team that they played against. But yeah, it happens sometimes in life, even though, you're really, really well prepared. Sometimes, there is a curved ball, and sometimes, all your best efforts come undone. So that's what happened. I hope they don't mull too much on it, because fundamentally they're good. I mean, in all the departments. So they don't mull too much, don't complicate things, and come back much stronger in the coming matches. So that's what I feel about it. So you guys can leave a comment down below if you think otherwise, but let's support them, because we owe it to them, considering the way they played and carried themselves throughout the tournament. So now coming back to the subject of these videos, since I've been regular for the past 2 weeks, I've been trying to revisit some of the things I said, or talked about rather, in my earlier videos. So probably in the 4th or 5th or 6th video. So those of you who want to check it out, I'll link it up there. But I guess since I didn't have a complete handle on the audio quality, even video per se, even video, I would suggest that you guys use a headphone or a earphone to listen to what I speak, because the audio isn't that great, as I just mentioned. But yeah, so in one of those videos I had talked about connectedness, and I think so before I do a small recap about some of the stuff that I spoke about in that video, I would like to just reiterate that all of us are connected in an endless chain, and whatever might happen somewhere else, it might impact us in ways that we might not be initially really be aware of. And I think this particular match just goes on to show how true that is. I think people, not just in this country, but people who generally are of Indian descent, and people who migrated to other parts of the world, must have felt some of the anguish a loss of this sort would normally bring about. So that's something to keep in mind. I mean, there will be always people who would say that at the first sign of real opposition, the team really buckled. But I'm pretty sure that's not the case. Or even if that's the case, they still deserve all our support and empathy and encouragement. so that they could, or they do better, or they do better down the line. But yeah, coming back to the video that I had made probably 2 years ago, I spoke about how connected the whole world is. I mean, how connected the whole of modern world is. So when I had made that video, we were in the midst of lockdown. The coronavirus was raging all across the globe, and all of us were feeling the effects of it. The virus originated in another part of the world, and it eventually spread to almost every corner, and it wreaked havoc and changed all our lives immeasurably. Ah man, I hope that guy was okay, whoever was in this car. Yeah, so in the midst of the lockdown, I had spoken about how connected we all are, and how small events could trigger cataclysmic events all across the globe. And one such small example was this shipping container called Evergreen that I had spoken about, how it got stuck in the Suez Canal and how it impacted the entire global supply chain. And Corona, the pandemic, the coronavirus itself is a big example of that, how it impacted the entire globe, and its resulting effects was on one of the major industries in the world which makes modern life as we see it and experience it possible. That's the semiconductor industry. Because of the lockdown and its effects, there is a severe shortage. I mean, to a large extent its effects aren't that severe, but still its effects can be felt even now. So the entire global supply chain of semiconductor devices, which make up most of modern life possible, was impacted. And people from every strata of the society, the smallest of the smallest to the biggest of the biggest, were impacted by it. And unfortunately, the way the world is evolving, such incidents only go on to show how vulnerable we all are because of something that might happen somewhere else. I mean, in chaos theory, it's called the butterfly effect. So those of you who know a bit more about it can probably tell about it in the comments down below, and maybe its effects, how you guys have experienced in the comments down below. But yeah, modern life is such, the way we are all connected goes on to show how an incident somewhere would really unravel one's life somewhere else. And with a major emphasis or thrust being given by all major economies across the globe for digitization, most of the people who are holding positions of power and policy making talk about the necessity of evolving into a digital economy. Sure, there are its benefits and things like that, but whenever we have these circumstances, things like that could both be a boon and a bane. Yes, a cashless economy made many of our lives simpler, but at the same time, people who don't have access to such infrastructure really suffer. So that's something to keep in mind. And this place is all dark. I don't know how much of it will be usable, but fantastic houses. I mean, probably rich buggers stay here. I don't know how much of the effects they might have felt, but yeah, so we are all living in a connected world, and we need to be beware, how, one's actions might affect somebody else. I mean, the current conflicts that are going across Middle East, and Europe, Eastern Europe are also, very good examples of that. I mean, the conflict in Eastern Europe between Russia and Ukraine sure has its effect across the globe. I mean, I'm sure all of us, must be feeling the inflationary effects. I think Ukraine happens to be, one of the biggest exporters of, sunflower oil, wheat, etc. So its effects on the global supply chain are, well documented. Similarly, what's happening in Middle East. I don't think all of us are immune to that. Lives are being lost with no solution, rather a peaceful solution on the horizon. So having said that, we still need to see, the better side of things too. So being connected probably, enables things like, this, like, my attempt, at making this video and sharing with all you guys is also possible because of this connected world we live in. So without that, there is no way for me to, air out my thoughts and probably reach some of you. So cheers to that. And speaking of, being connected to all of you, I just checked that, we hit 200 subscribers. So in the last video when I posted, I think the count was somewhere around 150, 160. So now that it's gone up a bit, I think it only serves right. So it's only right of me, to welcome all the new members. And I hope that, you guys stick around and give your positive feedback or, constructive feedback so that, I can make these videos better and more engaging. Because right now, I just talk about what's on your mind. So if you guys do have, suggestions for, future videos, do let me know in the comments down below. I would be glad to, incorporate those in my upcoming videos. But yeah, man, I mean, the weather is glorious. I mean, speaking of connected world, again, it's not been the best of winters. I mean, yes, at the moment, the weather is very pleasant. But historically, if we review the temperatures during the same period for the years gone by, it's definitely warmer. So, rampant pollution and damage to the environment by, our activities also, impacts everyone, not just us. I mean, some of the low-lying countries are, one day going to vanish. And it's your and my activities, the way, we go about ensuring the quality of life that we want to live ensures their survival. So let's be mindful of that too, because, it's only this one planet that, we all share. It's not like, there is another planet that we can, instantly transport ourselves to. I mean, it'll take probably a few centuries for us to get there. But yeah, at the moment, it's this one planet we all share commonly. So let's be mindful of what we do to it, because whatever we do, its impact will be felt not just by, all of us in the future, but generations to come. So that's my 2 cents for today. I hope you guys stuck around, and I hope the video was enjoyable and you were able to relate to some of that. So please do leave a comment down below. And until next time, peace out.